Hello, hello, hello. It is Cassandra Terry, your manifesting miracle maker. And I believe it's Wednesday already. Is that right? Is it Wake Up Wednesday? It is Wake Up Wednesday. And on Wednesdays, we talk about being intentional. So today is no different than any other Wednesday. We're going to jump in and talk about being intentional. Um, I have been off for a bit. I've been a little bit under the weather myself, and I've got a daughter who's having surgery next week. So I spent some time down with her. And so my schedule is a little crazy. It's a little crazy. Hi, Dinah. How are you? Are you able to hear me okay? I wasn't sure about my microphone this morning. Can you give me a thumbs up if you are able to hear me? Oh, you know what? You're on LinkedIn, so I would not see the comment unless I was looking at LinkedIn. So we're going to proceed. I'm going to hope that actually I would see the Dinah. Can you give me a thumbs up or a yes or something if you're able to hear me? Carol, good morning, my friend. How are you? Good to see you there. My my laptop, not my tablet, is dead this morning, so I couldn't get TikTok going like the rest of you. But I think I'm live everywhere else, and hopefully you guys are hearing me okay. Dinah says yes. Thank you so much. I just was not sure. My microphone looked a little weird in how everything came up, but I am grateful for that response. Thank you for letting me know. So let's go ahead and get started. Again, I am Cassandra Terry. You'll find me on social media on just about anywhere. Thank you, Dinah, as your manifesting miracle maker. And I started my coaching business so probably about 18 months or so ago. I've done it for years within the corporation that I work for. Um, but a little while back, I decided to I also do it. Um, Good morning, Mo. I also decided to coach outside of my business and offer what I had learned to others. And as a part of that, I've been coming live for several months. And on Mondays, we talk about mindset Mondays. On Tuesdays, we talk about transformation. And on Wednesdays, it's Wake Up Wednesday. We talk about being intentional. Dina, thank you for the pronunciation. I really prefer to get everybody's name right. So I appreciate that, Dina. My name is Cassandra, and a lot of people call me Cassandra, and that's not my name. My name is Cassandra, so I appreciate the pronunciation. And I work for a tech company, so we work in a multicultural environment. So lots of names come my way that are not um, easy always for us to pronounce or to remember. But I think it's worth the effort. Good morning, Sonia. I think it's worth the effort to get somebody's name right. To me, that's like kind of the basics of respect. And most people, especially in the U.S., we hear a certain way. And I'm in Texas, so that even adds to how I hear and how I enunciate. But when you have the chance, get to know somebody, get to know their name. Be intentional about that because that's their first identifier, and it's just a sign of respect. So, Dina, thank you so much for that, and welcome you as well as everyone else who has joined. Let's go ahead and get started. I don't know if you've joined before, Dina. Most of the other names that I can see are people that have been with me previously. But just when I talk about Wake Up Wednesday, what I'm really talking about is intentionality, being intentional, making sure that you are focused on your end goal. You know what it is that you want to accomplish, and doesn't necessarily have to be the big goal. This life changing thing that you'd like to see happen over time. It may be just for your day. What is it that you're wanting to accomplish today? I thought you were new, so welcome. I'm so happy to hear that, Dina. It's always great to get some new faces. So, what does it mean to be intentional. It means that you're putting your energy, your effort, you're conscious about what you're doing with your resources. Where am I putting my energy? Where am I spending my time? What am I focused on? Are those things that are going to help me accomplish what it is that I have intended for my life? It could be as small as the day, the next hour. When I get up in the morning, I'm intentional about how I spend that time. I try to spend a little bit of time in prayer and meditation where I just get myself clear and centered and I'm ready to have a conversation with you guys. I make sure that am I going into the office today or am I not? On the days that I am, I look a little better because I've already had that part of the morning routine done and I'm dressed and ready to head out the door when the time is right. Other days, I know that I'm not going into the office. I'm going to be home all day. So I can save a little bit of that time and use it for something else. So I'm thinking ahead, knowing what it is that I need to accomplish. And so I'm taking steps throughout my day to lead me to my end goal. I've got to go to another building today. So I was mindful. I've got to move around quite a bit, once I get to the office. So what shoes I wear, pants versus a dress, all kinds of things. I am intentional in all of those decisions. And being intentional puts you in the driver's seat. It puts you in control of your day and your life when we make decisions all day long. And Dino, that's one of the things you'll hear me say. I hear myself like, girl, how many times have you said that? But it's true. We are consistently making decisions all day, every day. And most of the decisions we're not mindful of. We're just kind of going through the motions, doing what it is that we always do. And we don't stop to think about those activities and whether or not they're actually going to lead us to accomplish the goals that we have. Good morning, Crystal. It's good to see you. Crystal says, my goal right now is not to burn my bacon. And I failed with a few pieces. That's an admirable goal. It's early. We need breakfast, and we would like for our breakfast not to be burned. So pay attention to your bacon, Crystal, and get that sandwich or however you're going to eat it all together, and then come back and tune in a little bit closer once. But the bacon is priority number one right now. I don't mind taking a back seat to your bacon. And Dina said, my goal is to be productive and feel good about my work today. That is a great goal. Good morning, Shay. So, if your goal is to be productive, that's a really generic goal. And so, what does productive for today mean to you, Dina? Are there particular things that you need to accomplish? What is it that you need to finish today so that when you lay your head down tonight, you feel productive and good about your day? And so just peel it back one more layer and give yourself some specific tasks that you want to make sure that you accomplish. And that is what productivity equals for you today. Tomorrow, it may be something completely different, but today you can define what that is. Write out those goals for yourself or give yourself a mental checklist. And it feels good every time you decide to knock one of them off. Crystal's making burritos. Crystal's making us hungry. I don't know about y'all, but I haven't had breakfast yet, and Crystal's bringing all the breakfast food. Crystal, can you fax me over? Oh, I just showed my age. Can you text me a burrito? That would be great. Thanks. So there is a list of tasks that I will work through, is what Dina said. And that's what you want. If you've got your task list, you've got your goals for the day right in front of you, and it helps you to focus because things are going to come up. The interrupters show up all the time. And sometimes they're so small. They are so tiny. Hey, you got 5 minutes to do this? Hey, can you take me there? Hey, are you willing to do this? And because we are generous people and because we like to be helpful as people, before we know it, we've said yes to so many small things that we lose a good portion of our day. And if we continue that pattern, before you know it, you've lost a good portion of your life. And you said yes to everybody and everybody else's goals except for your own. So having that list and focusing on your list and the things that are important for you to get done, just as Dina has said, is so important. My intention is to drink 8 glasses of water. I'm glad you said that, Dina, because one of the things I wanted to show you guys, let me see if I'm able to share. Give me just one second. Can I? There's I have a goal setting workbook, and so Dina, most of the folks who are following are well aware, but I've produced a couple of workbooks, and the latest one is specifically around goal setting. And and here it is. It's really cute. I don't think I've ever showed it to you guys before, but there's a page in here, and I'm going to see if I can get the virtual version of it up, because there's the wheel of life, and it looks like this, and I'll read it to you guys because it's too hard for you to see that way. But it really breaks your life down into different areas so that when you're goal setting and when you're being intentional, it really helps you to take a look at your life as a whole, and then the different slices of it, and evaluate, do an assessment. When I think about this part of my life, is there something that I'd like to see different? Is there change that I would like to see? And if it is, then you focus on that slice. If you're really happy with an aspect of your life, then that's an area where you keep doing what you're doing. You don't need to create different goals in that space necessarily. So it's spirituality, partners and love, professional development, family and friends, fun and recreation, health and fitness, career growth and personal development, and money and finance. So each slice of the wheel has those different areas in there. And that's designed really, like I said, to help you to think about the different areas of your life and go, okay, in the money and finance, I'd like to have this much saved by the end of the year, as an example. In the family and friends, I'd like to spend more time with my family, or I'd like to spend more time with my friends. And so you pull out those slices for yourself, and you can write, and there's room for you in the workbook to actually, do your writing, and plan out the different goals that you have for yourself. And it walks you through what a good goal is, how you create goals, and then you build your plan from your big lofty goal that could be a year out, all the way back, peeling that all the way back to the day-to-day task that you need to do in order to accomplish that goal at the end of the year. So so when you talk about being intentional, it begins with awareness and being focused and clear about what it is that you really desire. What is it that I want to do? What do I want to accomplish? What areas of my life do I want to focus on in this particular season? And over time, you're going to see that change because you're changing, you're evolving. Different areas of your life will be highlighted as the area that you need to focus on. We will never be able to do all things at all times, and we try. And when you do that, you end up burning your bacon. If you're trying to listen to me, you're trying to get the live up and running and going, you're trying to cook your breakfast, you're trying to do something, none of it is going to get your undivided attention at the same time, because your attention by definition is divided between multiple things. So you're not giving any of it, all of you, all of your focus, all of your attention. And so you increase your opportunity to achieve that thing by doing just that, being single tasked, being singly focused, and honing in on what you're doing right now. That's why I told Crystal, cook your bacon, focus on your bacon, because it's temporary. She's not going to be cooking her bacon forever. So if she gives that her attention, she cooks it, it turns out well. She's got breakfast in front of her, and now she's ready to listen or to do whatever is the next thing on her list. So being single focused will increase your likelihood of doing whatever it is that you're doing well, and actually completing it on time or ahead of schedule, doing it to the best of your abilities. The more we divide our focus, the less of our attention is on something. It decreases our ability to do that thing well, and that's opposite of kind of how we've been taught over the years. Multitasking has been hailed as, something that's so is such a big accomplishment. People who can multitask. I've got all these things going on at once. And it's like, you do, but what is the thing that you're really focused on right now? Because that's the thing that that you're really gonna get done and get done well. If you give it a little bit here and then a little bit there and a little bit there, you start to progress against a lot of things, but you don't actually accomplish any of it because you're not following it through until the end. And Dina says, speaking of, got to go and work. Exactly. Yeah, I will be heading to work myself after we finish this live. I thought I could listen and work. It's okay. These are recorded. You can always come back to it and catch it when you're not when you're not focused. I've tried to listen to things while I'm working, and I don't give the same amount of attention to the work that I would otherwise. So I understand, Dina. I'm glad that you joined for as long as you could. Have a great productive work day, and maybe you'll be able to come back and catch the recording of this later. All right, so I have a quote for you guys. Y'all know I love my quotes. Let me pull it up about that I think focuses in on being intentional. You too, Dina. Have a great day. Your life does not get better by chance, it gets better by change. And it was Jim Rohn who said that. So if you want something different, you have to be willing to do something different, right? So I'm not talking about change just for the sake of changing, but being really clear, just like we were talking about, being really clear about what it is that you desire, and then building a plan and focusing your energy and your intention and around the activities that's going to move you to that plan. It's going to move you along, and you're accomplishing task by task, and before you know it, the goal is complete. That's what we want. Joy, beautiful Joy, welcome. Joy is one of the newest members. You were the newest member of the family until the baby came, right? Oh no, wait a minute. Is that, yeah, that's you. That's okay. You haven't changed your last name yet, girl. You threw me off for a second. But Joy is married. We had a beautiful wedding in Jamaica a couple months ago. So we all got to go to Jamaica and see her marry my cousin that I love so much. And she has put a smile on his face that I had not seen in years. So it is great, great, great to see you there. Let's see. Crystal said, here's a quote I love: I am perfect in my imperfections. Exactly. And can you imagine how, when you embrace yourself, Crystal, all of you, when you look in the mirror and you can see your imperfections, you can see the things that you may have goals in that area of your life, things that you would like to improve upon, areas where you would like to evolve. But even with that, even with the imperfections, even with the things that you know are areas that you want to work on, you love yourself anyway. You love yourself through that evolution. You love yourself just as you are at this point in time. We're always chasing something. There's always, I'm going to be happy when I will feel good about myself if, and we fill in the blank with all of these things. And usually they're external things, things that don't matter nearly as much as the fact that you're just here, the fact that you exist. When we can love ourselves in our rawest, purest existence, no filters, no makeup, just as you are at your core, now you're in a position to where you're ready to take on the world and whatever it is that it brings your way. You're ready. When things don't go well, things unfold differently than what you had planned. A lot of people call that failure. I call that a lesson. I call that an opportunity for growth, an opportunity to work on something that you didn't know necessarily that you needed to work on. It's an opportunity to change course and learn from that experience, figure out why things didn't work the way you thought they would, and make those adjustments wiser now, more informed, and you move forward. We have a tendency to, when things don't unfold, we beat ourselves up. We get so upset with ourselves that we get stuck right there. But it's just an opportunity for you to learn and to adjust. So our imperfections those are our unique characteristics that make us us. Who would want to live in a cookie cutter world? Stepford wives, everybody basically looks the same, speaks the same, dresses the same hair. No, it's those little quirks about us that gives life color and that makes life exciting, and it keeps us evolving and growing, gives us opportunities to peel back the layers and learn more about ourselves. So I showed you guys the wheel, and if you want I can go over the categories again. But when you're looking at that wheel, you're asking yourself, where in my life would I like to see something different? Where would I like some change? Is it in myself or personal development? Is it in my relationships? Is it in my career? Do I want to get more grounded spiritually? Where would you like to see real change in your life? And once you've answered that, you've got your goal. I can get this out of the way now. I read the quote. Once you've answered that, you have the goal in front of you. That desired change becomes the current goal. And then you go, what is it going to take for me to go from where I am right now to accomplishing that thing? And you start to do what Dina, before she left, was talking about, right, making your list, building your plan. And then every day you knock something off the list. And before you know it, you're 30 days closer to accomplishing that goal. You've had 30 days of focused, intentional, conscious activity with your goal in mind. There is no way that you can't win. If you live your life in a way that you are being intentional, you are not just getting up and going through the motions, but you're thinking about each activity, what it is you need to accomplish. If you're doing that, then you will accomplish the goals that you have set out for yourself. It may not be like winning the lottery overnight, instantaneous, but that's okay. Those small, consistent steps will get you there. And we have to learn to be not just okay with small steps, but to actually celebrate small steps. Every time you take one, you get closer and closer to the goal that you have at hand. And a lot of times we miss that. We're so focused on these big moments. I need this big shebang. I need things to instantly be different. We're an instant gratification, nation. That's what we like to see, things just like this. But it's those things sometimes leave us just as quickly as well. Have you ever done a crash diet? You were getting ready for an event, so you stopped eating or you only ate smoothies for a while. You do something so that you can get to an end goal quickly. I need to fit into this dress for this party, so I want the stomach to be flat. So I'm only going to have smoothies for the next 3 days. Things are going to tighten up. Your stomach will probably be flatter. You will probably fit into that dress. But as soon as you go back to your normal eating, you get right back to your normal body. So the crash, the quick fix it doesn't typically stick. It doesn't stay around. It'll serve you for a moment, but as soon as you get into your routine, then you get back to what it was that you just tried to fix in the first place quickly. So what you really need to do when you're being intentional is to look at your patterns. What are the patterns in my life? And then you have to be willing to disrupt those patterns. Where you want to see change, you have to break a cycle, disrupt a pattern, and change the pattern to incorporate the new activities that will get you where it is you want to go. Because as long as we yo-yo back and forth, we'll basically stay where we are. There won't be, real change over time. But if we take those small steps every day, I think it was Dina who said one of her goals for the day was 8 glasses of water. That's a good goal for all of us. Our bodies are primarily made of water, and it's so hot right now. We're sweating, we're moving around, we're losing water, and so we need to put it back in. So every time I pick up a Dr. Pepper instead of a glass of water, then I'm not giving my body what it needs. But I can pick up a Dr. Pepper and never think about it. I won't think about my body. I won't think about the need for water because it's a habit. It's a habit. And so how do I disrupt the habit? Don't have Dr. Pepper in the house. I was reading something about how do you get more water in your life, and it was talking about you have to build systems around you to help you accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. So it suggested filling up some of those water bottles that keep things cold, um, having those around in the places where you are most of the time. So I have water on my desk at work. I have water beside my bed. I need to put water downstairs in front of the TV so I don't get up and go to the refrigerator and grab something else other than water. But you see what I'm saying? You set yourself up to win. You put systems in place that's going to help you get where it is that you want to go. So that's just a really simple example. And so is the yo-yo dieting. Those are simple examples, but you can apply those principles to anything that you're trying to change and anything that you want to accomplish. So find your pattern. I know that when I get really stressed, I need to sleep more. I get really exhausted. It's harder for me to keep my day going. I just need to check out for a little bit. I know when I check out for a little bit, it gets hard for me to do things like this. And then I'm doing fewer and fewer lives. Once I haven't done lives for a little bit, it's difficult for me to get up and do the first one and get started all over again. I understand that that's a pattern. So unless it's something that I can't help, like illness or my kids being sick, like I mentioned on the front end, I've got my alarm set every morning to get me up so that I'm ready for this. Before I go to bed at night, I have my system already set up. My StreamYard is set. It's already on. My cameras are set. My microphone's up. My lighting is all around me. Wouldn't mind typing in, until I'm ready to go to bed, but I know that that's going to make it harder for me to go to sleep and get a good night's sleep. So I get up and I move my computers out of my room and set it up for the next day so that when I'm ready, all I have to do is hit go live, and I'm hitting it on multiple devices. So having all of that set up the night before, having the lighting in place, so I just have to click the button, it makes it a lot easier for me to get going in the morning. So I have a system that makes it easier for me to be successful. Even if I overslept or if I spent too much time in the getting dressed in the morning, whatever the case may be, when I walk into my office, literally all I have to do is sit down and push a couple of buttons and turn things on, and it's ready to go. All the quotes and everything has been done the night before. So I've got a system that helps me be successful with this part of my day. My work laptop is charged right behind me. So when I get ready to end here, I'll turn this one off and I'll turn that one on and I'll jump on my first call. So I've done this so much that I have a system in place. When you have systems in place, they can evolve because maybe there's some new activity and something's no longer working. So you evaluate your systems and you adjust as you need to, but it's important to have a system for success. One of my friends who's watching right now, she works, she's doing hair all day long, 5 6 days a week, sometimes more. She's also helping, she's also taking care of her mom who's been having some health issues, and she's in a relationship. So she needs to spend time with her partner. She needs to spend time on her job. She needs to help take care of her mother. She has children and grandchildren that she wants to spend time with. So as you can imagine, like the most of us, her days are like, just boom, 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 one thing after the other. But when you have a system, you know what time mom needs to eat. You know what time mom needs to have her medication. So you already have that planned out. Maybe the medication is already ready for her and the water is right there. So you just grab it and hand it to her. Or it's right beside her bed. So you just have to remind her to take it. You know what time you need to be out the door for your first appointment. So everything that you need to do leading up to that, you have those things already planned so you can quickly do them and get out the door. You know when you're how many appointments you have for the day, so you're going to be on your feet all day. You have your own health to be concerned about. So have you built in some breaks to make sure that you eat, because having your food on time is important for your health? Are you finding times in your day where you can sit because you've been on your feet all day long? I'm not, Carol, I'm talking about you. So that's how you can begin to put system, you evaluate what your day looks like, evaluate what it is that you need to accomplish, and then build things in place that are going to help you to get there. If you don't build in the rest, if you don't build in the food, if you don't build in the things that have the right tools around you, you'll still get through it, but it's much more stressful, it's much more difficult. You want to put those systems in place that are going to support you and help you to accomplish the things that you have, so that you're not fighting through your day just to get things done. So just a little bit of planning and thinking ahead, and you can take a lot of the stress out of your day. And that way, when things pop up, there's a wreck in front of you, You haven't left at the very last minute, so you can accommodate that and still get there on time. You know, there's not the breakfast that you wanted, you burned your bacon. So now on your way to work, you can stop and get something and still get to work on time. You know, you build in that oops factor because oops is going to happen. Life is going to happen. Distractions and obstacles are going to come up. And if you've got your day built to the nth and everything has to happen perfectly in order for you not to have a stress-free day, then you've just kind of by default built a stressful plan. So you know that things are not going to always work out exactly the way you would like them to. So you build in a little oops into your day. Leave a little early, go to bed a little bit earlier, whatever the case may be. It's very, very personal. So the point is for you to take a look at your life, take a look at your day, take a look at the different areas on the wheel and see what it is that you want to accomplish, where you want to see change, and then build your plans around that. And that's what the workbook is designed to do. It's the M3 goal setting workbook. You can Google goal setting stuff, you can create your own, you can grab a planner, whatever it is. The idea is not that you have to have my workbook. The idea is that you're thinking through, you're assessing your life, you're looking at where you want to make change, and then you're building a plan to do so. That's what intentional living looks like. And when you're intentional about the things that you have to do, there's more room in your life for the things that you want to do. There really is. So I'm not saying your life is so regimented that you've built out every single moment. Me and my husband just the other day, Alicia Keys was in town, and at the last minute, he was like, "You want to go?" Yes, I do. And he found tickets, and we went and we enjoyed the concert. That wasn't on our radar, but because I'm pretty much regimented in different parts of my day. Here's what I need to do for work. Here's what I need to do for my business. Here's the plans I'm building with friends and family and things like that. I can step back from all of that and feel good having an impromptu date with the husband and going and singing until I'm hoarse with Alicia Keys. And so you want to be able to be spontaneous. You want to be able to enjoy your life. And those moments are so much more enjoyable when you have the systems in place and you know that you are accomplishing the things that it is that you want to accomplish. Going to a concert at the last minute can be expensive. But if you're making good money decisions most of the time, why not splurge on yourself every once in a while? So taking care of your money most of the time will make give you the opportunity to be spontaneous and go out and do the things that you want to do when the opportunity presents itself. So you have to have those end goals in mind. You have to have a system. Look at your patterns and see where the breakdown is, because we all have, if when we figure out what our stress patterns are, we really do position ourselves to be more successful. I know what my stress patterns are. I shut down. I go inward. I become a lot less productive because it's hard for me to just get through the day because I'm in and I'm evaluating and I'm talking to myself, and it can really slow me down. There's some goodness in that, but if that goes on too long, it becomes depression, right? So know your patterns, know how you respond, and where you want to see something different. That's where then you disrupt the pattern and incorporate the new behaviors that is going to help you win. Know your patterns and build systems that support what it is that you're trying to accomplish. If you want to lose weight, don't have my cousin Joy. I remember my cousin Carlton. Man, she done took all the snacks out of the house. No, she didn't take the snacks out of the house. She took the unhealthy snacks out of the house and she replaced them with healthy things that supported the healthy lifestyle that you guys are trying to build. So maybe there's fruit there instead of chips, but it's still a snack. And so I got a kick out of him because Joy was like, "Oh, we're getting healthy. Here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to eat." And part of building that system of success was getting rid of the things that didn't support that, and putting chips on your table versus putting a bowl of fruit on your table, your kids are going to grab what's there. So if you start to quietly introduce something that you want different without making it a big deal, Don't put a lot of pressure. Don't make it a big deal, but just slowly, slowly, slowly change things out. Change what the options are for them, and they'll start to and even change how you cook. You can change what's, make healthier ingredients. The worst thing that we can do is announce that to the kids. You're eating vegan now. Instead of meat, that's mushroom. If you hadn't have announced it, they probably would never have noticed it and would have enjoyed the food. But as soon as you announce it, now they've got something to they've made up their mind before they've even tried it. So sometimes as moms, we've got opportunities to enhance the lives of our family quietly and subtly, and before we know it, they're doing the things that we would like them to do without them even realizing it, and they're building up those healthy habits. And Joy said I gave all the bad food away. I know you did, because my cousin was in pain for a few days. He was like, this woman that gave away all this food, she's giving away all this expensive meat. But she had a plan. She knew what it was she wanted to accomplish, and she started to build the system right then and there that was going to help them be successful. If all that stuff was in the house, guess what was going to happen? Just mindless snacking, making a bad choice versus a good choice because you had a choice. And so that's what I mean, building a system that's going to help you be successful. So we're going to close, and let me pull the quote back up one more time, and we'll end with that. Let me see, what did I do with it? Did I completely close it out? I think I did. Let's see. Today is Wednesday. Your life does not get better by chance, it gets better by change. So do the evaluation, look at your life, see what slice of that wheel, what spoke on that wheel you would like to see things different. Around the way, girl, we're just wrapping up. Thanks for joining. Maybe you can catch the replay later. But your life does not get better by chance, it gets better by change. So do the self assessment. Look at your life. What areas of my life would I like to see things different? Is it my relationship? Is it my spiritual life? Is it my personal development or some new things I want to learn? Do I want to build in some more me time where I'm taking better care of myself? What do you need to see differently in your life? Focus on that area and then build a plan in order for you to get there. That's what intentional living is. Otherwise, we're just living our lives on autopilot. We're going through the motions. We're doing this thing because it's what we always did. We're doing that thing because we're responding to something that's happened around us, and we've given all of our power to chance and to responding to other people. Take your power back by tapping into yourself, getting really, really clear about what it is that you would like to accomplish, and then build a plan in order for you to get there. You deserve the life that you desire. You are capable of having the life that you desire. It all begins here with you believing that, believing yourself to be capable, believing yourself to be deserving. And then once you've got that out of the way, get clear about what that is. What am I wanting to accomplish? And then roll up your sleeves, build a plan, and one day at a time, one small step at a time, do the things necessary in order for you to accomplish that. And before you know it, you will see the momentum, and you will see the things starting to come into fruition. You'll see yourself starting to accomplish those goals. Vignesh, thank you for joining. We are wrapping up for today. Nice speech. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So for the rest of you guys, for I will be back tomorrow. Is Thursday, Thankful Thursday. On Thursdays we talk about gratitude. So I hope you go through the remainder of your day with intentionality, thinking about what it is you want to accomplish. When you find yourself doing something, ask yourself why. Why am I doing this? And just assessing whether or not it's moving you towards the goals that you have set for yourself. If it is, focus on it, dig in, get it done. If it's not, then maybe you need to change your course and do something different. Make sure that you're spending your energy, your time, your resources on the things that are going to get you where it is that you would like to go. All right, happy Wednesday, everybody. It's hump day. Make the best of it, and I will see you guys back here tomorrow for Thankful Thursday. Thanks, everybody. Let's see.